The Arizona Wildcats beat the Utah Runnin Utes tonight. The final score: Arizona Wildcats 63 to the Utah Runnin Utes 57. The Arizona Wildcats, I think, had a hard time with the amount of assists. They only had 7 total assists tonight. 5 of those assists were from T.J. McKale, 1 from Runnin, Hollis-Jefferson, and 1 from Gabe York. But only 7 assists. I like for the Arizona Wildcats to have at least 15 assists in one game, or 16 assists, because I think the amount of assists, I think that shows that there's more teamwork when with play with your team, and so there's not so much individual play. But the thing about it is one of the big killers for the amount of assists that a team gets is not playing at home, playing in a away game, and the Arizona Wildcats played an away game here in Salt Lake City against Utah Runnin Utes, and so the Utah Runnin Utes had their had a huge fan base in their favor, and so I think that's one of the reasons why the Arizona Wildcats were playing a little bit more individual ball than they well, not a little bit, but a lot of more individual ball than they should have. I mean, the Arizona Wildcats ended up with 7 total assists, while the Utah Runnin Utes ended up with 11 total assists, and 5 of those assists were from DeLon Wright for the Utah Runnin Utes, and 4 of those assists were from Isaiah Wright. Are those 2 related? I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of what you're looking for is your point guards to make a bunch of assists for the game, and like I said, Arizona Wildcats T.J. McKale only ended up with 5 assists. He usually gets like 6 or 7 assists a game, but the thing about it is I think he felt somewhat uncomfortable out there, and even though Stanley Johnson for the Arizona Wildcats is a fantastic player, and he's won the genetic lottery, and he's wonderful. He has a great skill with the basketball, and they call him Stanimal because he can dribble penetrate so nicely, and he just he's just an all-around a fantastic player. He ended up with 11 rebounds tonight. So he ended up with a double-double. He had 11 rebounds and 12 points total tonight. But one of the big killers for the Arizona Wildcats was, even though Stanley Johnson was great at pushing that ball and trying to dribble penetrate and get inside there, the thing about Stanley Johnson that I just don't care for is one of the things that I think he needs to work on a little bit is he's great at dribble penetrating, but I think that sometimes just because he can dribble penetrate and get in there and force up those shots and maybe draw a foul or 2, I think he drew quite a few fouls tonight, but when he can go in there and finish, and draw a foul or 2, I really wish that he would kick that ball out to one of the guards out on the 3-point land, or somebody that is open, one of the guards that is open. But Stanley Johnson is a freshman, and so that's kind of understandable. I think with time, then he will see or he will learn that it's not so much individual play, but more team play, and I think that he will start to kick the ball out a little bit more often. But the thing about it is he's so good that he's a one and done player. So, there's that dilemma whether he wants to go into the NBA and, make millions of dollars in the NBA right away, or he wants to take risks and stick around for the University of Arizona, and work on his game some more, and also get his education. But 18 years old, I think he's 18 years old. Might be 19, but anyway, he's a teenager still. So he's young. He's very young. He looks like a grown man because I think he's like, was it 245 pounds or something like that? So, and he's just a massive guy. But it's just his mind is not as developed, I don't think, as it will be in a couple years. I think he will learn more of what he can do and what he cannot do as far as passing the ball off and making a team effort instead of just more of individual ball. But I don't know if Michael Jordan or Steve Nash was like that, although Steve Nash was more of a point guard. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. But the Stanley Johnson, 3 for 19, man. Gosh, 3 for 19. That's killer. That's a killer for the U of A. But it didn't. It drew a lot of fouls, and the amount of fouls that the Utah Runnin Utes had total was 26. The Utah Runnin Utes had 26 personal fouls, and so the Arizona Wildcats shot 37 times at the free throw line tonight, and ended up with shooting, making 27 of those 37 free throws, and so they shot 73%. But so the 3 for 19, I don't know. It's like he has the drive, he has the motivation to play and play hard. Play hard enough not to let the Arizona Wildcats lose. But I just don't think that he knows how to play team ball just yet. And I don't know how to play team ball. So, I don't know exactly what he needs to be working on and what he doesn't, to be more of a team player. But I think that he should get more assists. I think he should be kicking the ball out and assisting more often. But maybe the assists that he has given out, the times that he's given the ball out, they don't make the shot. That's why Stanley Johnson ended up with 0 assists tonight. But maybe whenever Stanley Johnson for the Arizona Wildcats was dribble penetrating and kicking it out to Gabe York, which is the hot shooter from three-point land, or Elliot Pitts is also a hot shooter from three-point land, then they couldn't knock down those shots. And Elliot Pitts only shot 1 time from the three-point land, but Gabe York shot 6 from three-point land for the Arizona Wildcats, and he only made 1 out of those 6. But the last three-pointer that he made that I saw, I think it was the 6th attempt. That was a huge one. That was like within the last few minutes of the game, and so it was I mean, he was totally open too. I saw that shot. I mean, he was totally open. I kind of it was kind of like one of those shots that a lot of people say, you know, it's one of those. I think one of those shots that the coach goes, no, 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 and then whenever he finally makes it, then they go, yes, 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 yes. So that's what I think what happened, because that's kind of what I was thinking is he's. I mean, what I like, what I like whenever the players get the ball, catch the ball, and shoot. That's all. They don't. I don't like it whenever they have to dribble, whenever they have to drive, uh, to get away from somebody in order to make a shot. I don't like that. I like it whenever they're moving without the ball, and someone kicks the ball off to them, and then they just catch the ball and shoot. That preferably that would be something that I think a guard uh, would that would be something that I would want from one of the guards. Sure, there, you also have to show a little bit, but of your dribble penetration abilities from your guards. Um, but I think a high amount of it, of the points that you get, should be from dribble penetration, but then kicking the ball out to one of your guards to knock down a three-pointer, or a two-pointer from from pretty far, from 18 feet or from 15 feet. But Caleb Tarczewski had 6 rebounds tonight. Like I said, Stanley Johnson had 11 total assists, 11 total rebounds tonight. Caleb Tarczewski had 6 rebounds tonight. But, like I said, Stanley Johnson had 11 total rebounds tonight, and 8 of those rebounds were offensive. So he was a bear underneath that rim, and he had a great amount of assists, a great amount of offensive rebounds tonight. So he made 3 for 19, but the amount of rebounds that he got, offensive rebounds that he got, and he probably put a lot of those shots were missed because he was in so much, traffic, and so many people were flailing their arms at him. That's probably why he was not able to make down much of his shots tonight. That's why he was probably only 3 for 19. But so he had 8 offensive rebounds. T.J. McConnell had 2 offensive rebounds, and pretty much everybody else. Or Caleb Tarczewski had 1 offensive rebound. Brandon Ashley had 1. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson had 7 total rebounds, but only 1 of them was offensive. So we got a hell of a contribution from Stanley Johnson as far as offensive rebounds. So, whenever he doesn't do so good in one area, then I guess he makes up for it in another area. And he only had 1 turnover tonight, which is, I think, one of the reasons why the Arizona Wildcats were able to come out with this victory. Whenever the Arizona Wildcats have lost to teams such as ASU or UNLV or Oregon State, then Stanley Johnson has a huge amount of turnovers. 5 turnovers, 3 turnovers, 6 turnovers, 7 turnovers, things like that. But the Arizona Wildcats were able to out-rebound the Utah Runnin Utes 44-35. And so that's one of the big reasons why I think the Arizona Wildcats were able to pull out this victory. Only 8 turnovers for the Arizona Wildcats. we had Caleb Tarczewski, which was kind of in foul trouble with 4 fouls, but there was a couple Utah Run Utes that had fouled out. The Arizona Wildcats only shot 33% tonight, and 2 for 12 from three-point land. Something happened to Gabe York. He just couldn't get comfortable. But the funny thing is sometimes he feels comfortable right there at the end, whenever it's the most stressful part of the game. I mean, the Utah Run Utes are yelling at him, and everybody's yelling at him. You know, and he's got all the extreme pressure because the game was so close. But then it seems like he thrives in situations like that, because when he missed that one of his free throws right there at the end, then he beat everybody at his own free throw, rebounding his own free throw, and he got the rebound, and then he put it in for 2 points. And that's one of the reasons why the Arizona Wildcats were able to pull out one of their victories, this victory here tonight. All in all, the Arizona Wildcats learned a pretty good lesson. Team effort, and they won on the road against a very, very strong team of Utah Run Utes. They're number 13. So it was definitely a learning lesson for Arizona Wildcats, and we'll just see how the Arizona Wildcats do against everybody in the tournament. The thing is the Arizona Wildcats will probably have to play the Utah Run Utes again in the tournament. That's probably going to happen. But that's neither here nor there, because the Arizona Wildcats have to next concentrate on playing Cal on Thursday at 7 o'clock on ESPN. So the Arizona Wildcats win this game 63 to the Utah Run Utes 57.